So what about bad money archetypes, so-called bad money archetypes? I hear it often, and perhaps you even thought your money archetype wasn't as good as some other ones. A lot of people think the ruler is the best or the accumulator, but let me alleviate your fears. There are no bad money archetypes. But each one has a pitfall, a blind spot you could navigate. So no bad money archetypes, each one has their own unique ability. The one mistake is if you are trying to be a ruler and you are not. There's a case study in my ebook about this real life story. Or any other archetype that you are not, it tends to be kicking tires, being kind of like Sisyphus, rolling up stones the hill only to have them all tumble down again. Let's take the case of a maverick. So the mavericks love living outside the box. They are your natural adventurers. They do things unconventional, and they don't care what you may think about it. Steve Jobs is the ultimate, or was the ultimate maverick. And yes, he's a ruler, empire builder, but really that took second place with Steve Jobs. He was the one who did what no one else dared to do. He tread new ground. He broke new paths into the future, and we all benefit from his maverick instinct and his willingness to go along with his maverick money-making archetype. Downside, perhaps, can be a good thing as well. Mavericks don't care if anyone follows them. And in so far, they're not necessarily the best team leaders. If there are others behind them who follow them, they let them follow. But they're not going to watch over you, try and bring you into the fold. And in fact, they can be considered jerks by the team, as Steve Jobs was considered to be a nightmare to work with. He gave his team impossible tasks because that was his vision, outside the box vision, and he expected them to fulfill his vision come hell or high water. So we all know that Steve Jobs was ousted from his own company, and in good part because he just didn't have the support to back him up from his team, because he just left them behind. Of course, later on, he was invited back because the product he created is a maverick product that no one else has, and it needed a maverick at its helm. But so the downside is potentially that the maverick either doesn't care about other people, and in so far may do well to have a nurturer or a connector by their side as the right-hand man or woman or the first lieutenant. But also the downside is that a maverick might live out in the jungle and live outside of civilization, doesn't care what the world thinks of them. And yes, maybe that's fulfilling to them, but it could also be a waste of talent that the world needs. Remember, each archetype is also a money-making ability that the world needs, society needs, other people need what you have. So it's good to contribute to that. Another potential blind spot is the adventurer that goes where no one else has gone before and kind of falls off the cliff. A lot of the early explorers, conquistadors even, might be mavericks, but sometimes it can be going too far where you leave civilization and civilization's rules sometimes behind. We know that the conquistadors often were rather cruel and left behind the boundaries, the rail guards that society puts in place for us. So the maverick on the negative side, like every archetype, has its positive manifestation and its potential downside. They may leave behind what society has wisely put in place to protect all of us. So have fun with it. Look at your money archetypes. The ebook is full of fantastic, interesting case studies, real-life case studies that illuminate more about each archetype, their abilities and the potential blind spots. Have fun. Talk to you soon. Bye.